Welcome to the official podcast of Back to Your Roots Herbs. I'm your host, Miles. Today, we're exploring a topic that often comes up in discussions about male vitality, the comparison between two fascinating herbs from Southeast Asia, Purwacheng and Tongkat Ali. Many people group these together, but in reality, they have very different histories, mechanisms, and levels of research. Our goal today is to provide a clear, balanced view so you can understand what makes each one unique. Let's begin with Purwacheng. It's a plant with a rich history, sometimes called Indonesian Viagra. It is a small herb native to the highlands of central Java in Indonesia and has been used for centuries in traditional Javanese medicine as an aphrodisiac and general tonic. Folklore tells us it was consumed by ancient kings to enhance virility and stamina, which speaks to its esteemed place in that culture. When we look at the modern science, we find that the story of Purwacheng is still unfolding. The research that is currently available, which is primarily from preclinical and animal models, points toward a potential mechanism as a vasodilator. The idea is that it may help support the physical mechanics of an erection by increasing the production of nitric oxide. This, in theory, would relax smooth muscle tissue and allow for increased blood flow. It's a very direct physical pathway. It's important to note that scientific validation in humans is an area that's still developing, and most of its reputation is built on its long and consistent history of traditional use. To add another layer, there's a bit of taxonomic ambiguity. The name Purwacheng is sometimes used for two different but related species, Pimpinella pruitt-john and Pimpinella alpina. This is a detail that researchers are still clarifying, and it's relevant when looking at the existing studies. Another key aspect of Purwacheng is its rarity. As a plant that only grows in specific high-altitude regions, its supply is limited. Overharvesting has become a concern, and it's now considered an endangered plant. For the consumer, this means that sourcing authentic, sustainably harvested Purwacheng requires careful due diligence and a trusted supplier. Now, let's shift our focus to Tongkat Ali, which is often called Malaysian ginseng. In contrast to Purwacheng's localized habitat, Tongkat Ali is much more widespread, growing across Southeast Asia. Its traditional use is also quite broad, not just for male vitality, but as a general health tonic for fatigue, stress, and aging. The most significant difference between the two is how they work. Tongkat Ali is understood to be a hormonal agent. Its mechanism is not primarily about blood flow, but about influencing the body's endocrine system, specifically the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. In simple terms, it appears to help modulate the body's own testosterone production. Studies suggest its compounds can help release testosterone from binding proteins, which increases the amount of free testosterone available for the body to use. So, if Purwacheng's potential is in the physical mechanics, Tongkat Ali's is in the hormonal signals. And this is where the research paths diverge. Unlike Purwacheng, Tongkat Ali has been the subject of numerous human clinical trials. A growing body of evidence has explored its effects on testosterone levels, libido, and erectile function, particularly in aging men or those with baseline testosterone on the lower end of the normal range. The data suggests it acts as a hormone normalizer. It's effective at helping to bring low testosterone back into a healthy range, but it doesn't tend to push testosterone to superphysiological levels in healthy individuals. This makes it more of a restorative tonic than an aggressive booster, which is an important distinction for managing expectations. So we have two herbs, each with a unique approach. One targets blood flow, and the other targets hormones. One is deeply rooted in tradition with an emerging scientific profile, while the other has a significant body of human research. Now, let's touch on the safety considerations for each, as they are quite different. For Purwacheng, the safety profile in humans is not well defined due to the lack of clinical trials. The preclinical data from animal models indicates that it's an herb that requires respect and careful consideration of dosage. Some studies noted potential effects on the liver and kidney at certain dose levels in animals. This simply underscores the need for more research to fully understand its effects in humans. With Tongkat Ali, the primary risk factor is quite different. The herb itself is generally considered well tolerated in studies, but its popularity has created a challenging market. The risk is often extrinsic, meaning it comes from fraud and contamination. The market has seen its share of fake products, with some supplements marketed as Tongkat Ali found to be illegally tainted with prescription pharmaceuticals like sildenafil. This can be misleading. A person might take a tainted product, feel a rapid effect, and credit the herb, when in fact they are experiencing the effect of an unlisted drug. Authentic Tongkat Ali tends to work more gradually, over weeks or months. In addition to adulteration, contamination with heavy metals has also been a concern in lower quality products. This makes sourcing from a reputable, transparent company that does third-party testing absolutely critical. So, what is the takeaway when we place Purwacheng and Tongkat Ali side by side? It's not about declaring one better, but about understanding that they are different tools with different profiles. Purwo-Sang stands as a revered traditional herb whose modern scientific story is still being written. Its potential mechanism is interesting, but it remains an herb that calls for more research to fully map out its benefits and safety for humans. This makes it a choice for the user who is perhaps more traditionally minded and understands that the clinical evidence is still in its early stages. Tonkat Ali, on the other hand, has a significant amount of human clinical data behind it, particularly for hormonal balance. For this herb, the user's main challenge is navigating a complex market. The key to using Tongkat Ali successfully and safely is finding a verified, high-quality, standardized extract from a trustworthy source. We hope this balanced comparison provides the clarity you need to make informed decisions about your health. At Back to Your Roots Herbs, our goal is to empower you with accurate, evidence-based information. To learn more, please visit us at backtoyourrootsherbs.com. The direct link for information on Purwo-Cheng versus Tongkat Ali is in the description below. Thanks for listening.